My dear buddies, welcome back to Vikas Rachmala Motorcycle Reviews. So, most of you all know that I have been riding the Triumph Scrambler 400X for the past 3 days, and I made some moto vlogs. Well, I gotta say this that I absolutely loved riding this motorcycle. Now, many of you know that I also own a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 since the year 2019, and I love Royal Enfield motorcycles too. So here, today, we are going to be talking about one specific factor. That is, if you are confused in between buying the Himalayan or the Scrambler, which one should you buy? Now, both motorcycles have their own charm, have their own unique selling propositions, and both motorcycles are extremely good. But you can only buy one motorcycle. So what would you do? And this situation is very relevant even to me because the man behind the camera, Nitin, and we have been discussing for a while that we should buy a new motorcycle. That is the reason I had booked the Aprilia recently and cancelled it. You all know that. And I am still looking to buy a new motorcycle. So Nitin and I were thinking, should we buy the Himalayan? And then I got the opportunity to ride the Scrambler 400. So why I prefer buying the Scrambler 400 for someone like me? So when I say someone like me, what is my lifestyle? I go to office Monday to Friday, and I go to office on my motorcycles, either the Interceptor 650 or the RC 390 or the dirt bike right there. Okay, so now I need a motorcycle which is practical for the city rides, which would not involve any high maintenance, preferably a single cylinder so it is easy to maintain, and which would have decent amount of power, some kind of nice looks where people would kind of turn around and ask, hey, nice motorcycle, which one is this? And specifically have some level of off-roading capabilities where a motorcycle can handle bad roads, flooded conditions, because you all know our roads in India are not the best roads. They are improving, but they are not the best. And when it rains hard, very often city roads do get flooded. So you need something with higher ground clearance. So both the Himalayan and the Scrambler have got decently good ground clearance. Now, I'm not going to get into the exact millimeters, how much is the ground clearance, but this is good enough ground clearance for someone who is not a hardcore off-roader. Okay, like me. Now, as I mentioned, I go to office Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I can take this Scrambler out for a ride onto bad roads and enjoy with this amount of ground clearance. But I know what you're thinking about. That is, the Himalayan has long travel front shocks, which the Scrambler does not have. But again, how many people out of us are hardcore off-roaders who would go and do kind of jumps in off-road conditions, correct? So only if you are doing proper jumps or hitting really bad kind of rocks, only then you need long travel suspension on the front, long travel front forks. But if you're not doing that, this front shock absorber set is good enough for you to get into bad potholes, go over speed breakers. I was riding over speed breakers at 40 kilometers an hour, and it was extremely easy to do that. So we have covered the ground clearance, we have covered the front shocks. Now let us talk about the price. Both the motorcycles, the Himalayan latest model and the Scrambler 400X, are priced very similarly, about 3 lakh rupees change on road. And now let us talk about the power. Both of them have about 40 horsepower, correct? So this is extremely close competition, and both of them also have a radiator for liquid cooling. So in bumper to bumper traffic city conditions, both the Himalayan and the Scrambler 400X would have the added advantage of a radiator and a fan. At this point, any buyer would get extremely confused which motorcycle to buy. So here, the factor of newness comes in, correct? I mean, we are motorcycle lovers, but we also want something which differentiates our motorcycle from the motorcycles owned by others. And Himalayan has been there for a very long time. So if I tell someone I am buying a Himalayan, they will most probably not ask which model Himalayan do you own, correct? They'll say, "Ha, yeah, Himalayan, you know, common motorcycle." But if I say I have a Triumph, they'll say, "Oh, you have a Triumph." So, I mean, it does bring in that factor of special feeling when you own a Triumph. Okay. Now, this is me who owns a Royal Enfield, and I'm still saying, yes, owning a Triumph does bring in a special feeling. But I understand if you own a Himalayan, your life is going to be much easier. The spare parts, the service stations would be spread across the country and many other countries nearby. So if you are a hardcore tourer who's going to be touring 20, 30,000 kilometers every single year, going from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, all the different places in the country, yes, you got to buy the Himalayan and not the Scrambler X. So Himalayan has this advantage where the dealer network, service station network is spread across the country and in many other countries nearby. And spare parts probably will cost much lesser than what the Triumph spare parts are going to cost. So, one important point given to the Himalayan. If you are a tourer, no brainer, buy the Himalayan. But if you are someone like me who does not tour much, it is a Scrambler X that you got to buy. Okay, you take it to office, park her in the parking lot. People are going to look at your motorcycle, this logo, and people are going to say, "Wow, you got a Triumph." Okay, and one more very important factor, that is, if you buy the Himalayan, then there would be accessories for the motorcycle available right from the existing market, from third-party manufacturers and also from the company. So you can buy saddlebag stays, top boxes, and so many other accessories for the Himalayan for a much lower price compared to the Triumph. And also the way Himalayan is designed, it is more of an adventure motorcycle. So the areas where you can mount things like jerry cans and all your luggage would be much easier on the Himalayan and not on the Triumph. And both have metal tanks, which is very good, so that you can simply put your magnetic tank bag and keep riding. One factor about the Scrambler, which I personally do not like at all, is, I already mentioned in my motor vlog that the headlight does not produce enough illumination for night rides. So if you are a tourer who's doing night rides, then you would need some third party extra aux lights or fog lamps. So now I do not know how good is the headlight of the Himalayan, but I'm probably guessing it would be somewhat better. But even on the Himalayan, if you're touring, most probably you are going to have extra lights fitted. Another very important factor that I would like to talk about, that is the alloy wheels. Himalayan does not have alloy wheels, has spoke wheels, which is very good for hardcore adventure touring. But if you're someone like me who does day-to-day riding and does more highway riding, then in that case, spoke wheels would not be an asset to you, because in case of a puncture, when a nail goes inside spoke wheels, let us show the dirt bike, Nitin, for reference. So this is my dirt bike. All right, this has spoke wheels. Amazing. I can do hardcore jumps. I can do, serious off-road adventure. But in case a nail goes in to the tire, there is a tube inside, and that tube will not be able to withstand that hole, and the air will start to leak out immediately. Plus, if I have to do a puncture repair, I would have to remove the whole tire from the rim and put a patch onto the tube, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. And well, if you're doing a tour, you will get stranded on the road and it will take you a few hours to do the repair of a puncture on a spoked tube tire. But here, it's very simple. Even if a nail goes inside, air will not start to leak out immediately because there's no tube inside. The tire has enough structural strength to seal the hole which the nail has made from sides, and air will not leak out immediately. And plus, there is no tube inside. And you can keep riding sometimes for a few hundred kilometers with a nail inside, and the air will start to leak slowly. And even if the air leaks out, very simple, pull out the nail and you get a very basic puncture kit. Repair the puncture on your own in 10 to 15 minutes, and you get portable air compressors these days. Fill the air into the tire with that, and in less than 20 minutes you can keep riding again without the help of any puncture repair person. So that is a very big advantage on the Scrambler. Another very important point, I have ridden many Himalayans. They are amazing motorcycles, but the engine is not peppy. It's got the torque, but she is not like a naughty girl who wants to dance with you. Okay, but the Scrambler, she is an absolute naughty girl who will pick you up from your seat and say, "Hey, let's dance." The engine is incredibly peppy. You open throttle and she's ready for action. So when you ride the Scrambler, you will not feel that you're only riding a motorcycle which is meant for adventure. Of course, she's not meant completely for adventure, but when you ride the Himalayan, you'll feel that. You'll feel that the engine has the torque, has the power, but she wants to take it easy, not peppy. So I give my points to the Scrambler with regards to the peppiness of the engine. We are almost at the end of the video, and please do comment what you think about this review. But a request from my side to Triumph is that please extend your dealership and service station network to tier 2, tier 3 towns, because I got the feedback from our subscriber friends that they want to buy the Scrambler, but they do not have a dealership in their town. Okay. Next, other things like the braking. I'm sure both the motorcycles have adequate amount of braking. These are not super bikes where you need the braking to be extremely good. Decent braking. Fuel efficiency, I'm sure more or less it is going to be the same, but fuel efficiency truly depends on the way you ride the motorcycle, your riding style, how much throttle you open, which gear you ride. That is it from my side, buddies. Thank you very much for watching this video, and let's have a healthy discussion in the comments section. Speak openly, Let me know your comments. And I love every motorcycle produced by every company, because in the end, I do not support any brand or company. I support the motorcycle community, and I have considerable number of motorcycles in my life, and I want to keep extending the collection till the time I die. And after I die, you all can use my motorcycles. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere. Do subscribe, do like, share this video. Bye bye.